Hello and welcome to my crib. Come on in. Okay, just to give you a quick lay of the land, we just walked through the front door. Here are the stairs that go upstairs, my office, and the powder bathroom. Welcome to the entryway. There is not that much space in here, so we've just put in a narrow console table with a vintage glass bowl from, I think it's probably around the 50s or 60s, a watercolor study by Hannah Winter's Art with museum glass, a blue mat, and a antique French frame and a DIY project of mine from probably 5 or 6 years ago. This was actually a glass jug lamp, and I did a little DIY project on it so it looks more like aged ceramic. Here I have one of my favorite pieces. This is a cast iron mirror from, I think it's like Nancy's Attic or something on Etsy. And yeah, I love that. Here is my office. It has a big window that opens up into the front yard. I have this tapestry behind me that is vintage, but I don't think it's one of a kind. I got it from Round Top, Texas. I have this antique desk. It was actually used as a dining room table and it was covered in black and bright turquoise paint, but I sanded it down while we were in the rental house preparing to move in here, knowing that I wanted to use it as my desk. And then just a couple of small decorations. None of the rooms are fully complete yet. So I left it pretty bare bones. We moved in with quite a few things from our rental house with the idea in mind that these spaces would sort of reveal themselves to me over time. So I wanted to get a feel for the space. What elements am I craving in the space that are not currently present? Things like shiplap, molding details, wallpaper, things like that that are not soft furnishings, but more of interior elements, sort of architectural elements in some cases, as well as some light fixtures. So this room will stay pretty much as is, other than I have a closet project that I need to work on. I'm hoping to hire that out, but I am currently collecting things every time I go out for storage and organization purposes because I do tons of creative work in my office and I want the office closet for storage to feel inspiring like the rest of my office does for me. So I want to kind of open up the closet and have processes laid out for organization of samples and things like that and for it to aesthetically like look like a store. And then right here I will do a DIY pinboard project. Many people do these sort of linen look pinboards, but the place that I found step-by-step tutorial was on Athena Calderon's blog. She did a post probably 4 years ago or so that I have saved of where to get the materials to make a really easy DIY big pin board. And that way I can create visual mood boards for different projects that I have going on and have them here instead of on Canva or on a poster board, which normally ends up sitting on the floor. So I will give you guys a quick look at the closet, even though it's a disaster, just to keep it real. So this is the current state of things. There's even more notebooks up there. I have a notebook for everything, for basically like every category, and I'm an avid learner. I sort of joke and say I'm like the lifelong student because I'm taking a course pretty much every month, whether it's an hour-long course or an 8-hour-long course or even bigger. I take a course almost every single month, and I have done that post college pretty much every month. And I've been out of college for a long time now. So I'd like to have some process set up for this, and my notebook's up there. And I have painting materials, I have filming materials. This is literally mail. I don't even know what to do with it. This printer, I honestly might get rid of it. The only thing I have organized are small electronics like converters and things, pens, pencils, that type of stuff, because I moved with it already organized like that. But the rest of the stuff I really need a process for. I had a lingerie company and I had an office for that, a warehouse with the inventory and everything in there. And my process was sort of set up for that with fabric samples and that kind of thing. And now I'm going into interior design. And now I have flooring samples and tile samples. And I'm just, it's been so many years of organizing and reinventing myself and learning so many new things that I actually don't feel burnt out anymore. I feel like I just got over a big bout of burnout, but I feel super creative and invigorated, and I have no desire to do a lot of this right side, super type A stuff anymore. I've been like that my whole life. And through a lot of hard work on myself, I have let so much of that go. So praise on that, but I do need someone to come help me because that's very necessary. I have things like this, like in this box. One thing that I absolutely love is wrapping paper. I am one of those people that I keep beautiful cards and wrapping paper and real silk ribbons where if we go somewhere or something's there's an activity, someone invites you to their house, there's a celebration of some kind, I always have things on hand, and I absolutely love wrapping things super nice. I think that it's like 50% of a gift is literally how it's wrapped for me for when I give gifts. And I'm also doing like baskets for our neighbors of like homemade canned goods that I like to make look all nice. So that's another thing that I need help and a process to organize. That is it for in here. This is a wonderful room. Here, I'll give you a look this way. This is a big linen chair that we got from my in-laws, and I absolutely love it. I sit on this chair every day and do breath work and meditate. Meditating and breath work is part of my morning and evening ritual. It has been for many years, and it's nice to sort of have a designated area for that and like a designated instrumental playlist or something that you listen to. It really allows you to like drop in really fast, almost like the space holds the energy of that practice, and it really allows you to settle in much faster. This window, it's actually like top 3 on my list, is to get a relaxed sort of European Roman shade, one that like droops down a little bit in the middle, linen, white or off-white. I actually always want to film in this space with you guys, and for whatever reason, the lighting is always not great. I'm not sure if it's because I film on my phone, or I'm thinking maybe if I have a curtain, it would diffuse some of the light and then I can turn the overhead lights on. But I'm hoping that that helps a little bit because I would love to do some sit down chats with you guys in here and walk you through some of my creative processes. Okay, here is the powder bathroom. I'm going to actually take you guys in here with me, even though it's a small space, and see if I can show you a better look. This space is so moody. It envelops you as you walk in. It's a really dark, it's called French roast paint. This backsplash I designed. I actually got a big roll of white paper and sketched out and gave it to our stone workers to trace and cut out. We have unlacquered brass hardware in here, all of the finishings, including towel hooks, toilet paper holder, cabinet knobs, everything unlacquered brass, so it will continue to patina over time. Here's a better look. And then we also painted the back of the door brown so that you really feel surrounded by this color. The doorknobs are still polished nickel. That is how they are all over the house. And I thought it would be weird to have them unlacquered brass on the inside. I just kept it the same, but just like my jewelry, I like a good mixed metal moment. And for the shower, we have a 1x1 tile, matte beige. I'm going to say grayish. It's sort of a gray beige on the floor. Large porcelain tiles that have a marble look. I would have loved to, and we have niches in all of the showers for shampoo and things. Otherwise, where the heck do you put them? But I would have loved to use marble everywhere. But for budgeting purposes, I mean, we just couldn't. So I was really surprised to find some of the porcelain that we were able to get our hands on, specifically the one that we used for the countertops in the laundry room, kitchen, and master bathroom are all the same. And some people don't even realize that it's porcelain, which normally when you see fake marble, which is, veined porcelain, it's super obvious, and this one isn't. So I'm happy with it. I really love it. But obviously the goal is always real marble. So maybe in a future home. For a quick rundown of where the heck we are, we just walked out of the powder bathroom. This is the living room. The kitchen and dining room are over here. And this way is nothing but the master closet, bathroom, bedroom. So here in the living room, we have sliding glass doors that open up from both sides. It really makes this space an indoor-outdoor space. I designed it like that on purpose because we are a young couple. We don't yet have kids. And even with kids, we are entertaining people. My husband is one of the biggest social butterflies that I know. I am social, but not that social whatsoever. I need alone time to recharge 100%. And so I wanted this to be a hangout spot. As all of us are getting married and starting to have kids, I want to be able to come over here, open things up, keep an eye on the kids, be able to cook and host. And that was my priority. So I really love that we did that. This is a couch from our in-laws. It was a set that goes with the chair in my office. I love this until it's falling apart. If I replaced it, it would be with like a Jenny Kane linen sofa or sixpenny linen sofa. This is not linen, although it does have that like white linen slipcover look, which I love. I think it's very cool and casual, gives a little bit of that undone feel. And that is the look that I love for us in here. So if we replace that, it will be with a splurge purchase. But for now, I love this. It serves the purpose. I can remove all of the covers, wash it here in the washing machine. And so I have absolutely no complaints. This table over here was a Facebook Marketplace find. It is an oak table, although it kind of looks like pine. But anyway, she said it was an oak table. I'll take her word for it. It has drop leaves that are out right now. It was actually a dining room table for them, but I love that Ralph Lauren feel. Ralph Lauren is known for his giant side tables in living room spaces with tchotchkes on them. And I felt so inspired by that. I like a more minimal space as far as small decor items go. And also, I collect all kinds of things, as you guys know. So I wanted to have a big side table in the living room where I could display collections and then have that sort of be the designated collection display area of the house. So This serves that purpose. I love it. It gives tons of personality to our space and it's always changing. So every month or so, I switch many of these things out. And I have a decor closet upstairs where I keep my backstock. Okay, we have this rug, which is new. I don't know if you guys can see this. You haven't seen it yet. It's a taupe color. I honestly thought it was going to be darker. It should end up being fine once we get a really dark coffee table here. This is Arvin Alano with Rugs USA collab. This right here is a vintage couch that I bought from Jasper Kane in Fort Lauderdale. It came in this really wild looking navy blue, gold, gray plaid with little fine polka dots all over it, but I could see past that, so I bought it because I love the shape. And we had it reupholstered in a suede Krypton material. So Krypton's like sort of an indoor outdoor fabric where liquids and things wick off of it. It's much more forgiving. It's, let's say, like stain repellent. And so I absolutely love this material. This section over here actually swivels 360 degrees, which for me was like the coolest part. And I love it. It adds a sculptural element to this space with the soft edges that I just absolutely love. Here we have another Jasper Kane vintage purchase, a chrome lamp. I love the sculptural aspect to this. And it has a dimmer. Anything on a dimmer is a win for me. And then to sort of even out the elevations here, I put this wicker pedestal over here. This is removable. It's new with tags, but I bought that off of Facebook Marketplace from a woman in West Palm. She actually had a set of two of them, and I wanted to get both, but the other one she had already sold to someone else and was going to have a driver pick it up to drive it to them. So I only ended up with one, but I got it for a fantastic price. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get two because it's a little too coastal for me. A little hint of it is nice. And even like in a little girl's room or something, I think that that could be really nice one day. But to have too much of that, it does give that coastal West Palm feel. And I like a little bit more of an edgy lived in look. So yeah. Over here, you can't see, but I have a design within reach marble side table, the classic one that you always see from them that is square. Yeah, I have a, should I just lip this? How do I show you? I have this Danish coffee table and it's teak. I love that coffee table. It needs some love. I need to rub it down with something, but it's just not the right size for this area. We have this big space that we need to fill in, and this guy is just too small. So that is going to get replaced with a big dark wood circular table. And I'm thinking like two maybe little upholstered square ottomans here, like for a seating situation. I wanted to do chairs, but I don't think that there's enough room for that. So that's right now what I'm toying with in my head. And then eventually I have this search saved everywhere on eBay, First Dibs, Cherish, looking for a really nice veined marble antique mantle. To me, this space is really missing that, and I would like it to be really substantial and chunky. So that is the end goal for this area. If I can't find something antique, option two would be to get some sort of limestone looking fireplace mantle, custom made with some nice like curved edges and a lot of that like sort of like molding detail. Lots of layers to it is what I would like to really have a statement focal point in the room. I almost forgot to mention, here is a House of Spoils piece of art that we absolutely fell in love with. It's called Horsepower. It has a motorcycle and a horse. And my husband and I both love anything that goes fast. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, and I love all of the toys just as much as the boys do. So this really spoke to both of us. We still need a artwork light, and I actually, from the get-go, had planned to get an unlacquered brass art lamp. I need to literally order it this week, but now I'm kind of toying with maybe doing silver. So I need to take a beat and really sit on that, but I'd like to get one ordered by the end of this week because this has been driving me bananas. Okay, here we have our master bedroom. We have a slider that opens up to the back patio and pool, a Stony Ironworks custom bed frame. They actually do sell this bed frame, but in the back here, it has a headboard that goes across. It's fairly narrow, but I had that removed and just had rods put way down for structural support to hold these canopies together. But I absolutely love this. It's brushed, it has beautiful detail to it. I love the little round orbs at the top. And we have been living without curtains, which has been uh, good and bad. Bad for privacy, but really good for our sleep schedule. We go to sleep super early and wake up super early. And half the time, we don't even need our alarm clock. We're already awake by the time our alarms go off. But nonetheless, I ordered couple weeks ago curtains from Everhem. They take like 6 to 8 weeks to come. It's going to be a while. And then I held off on ordering the Roman shades from Everhem that match. I'm instead going to bring the swatches, the Everhem swatches, to a custom curtain maker and have her make European style Roman shades for both of these windows, because that's what I've envisioned from the beginning. I really didn't want to compromise and just buy the Everhem ones because they were the exact same fabric. I think that I can get a close enough match because linen is, it's not like a printed fabric. It's relatively easy, I hope, to match. And I want that droopy European Roman shade look. It's just, if I don't do it, I know I will always regret it. So for now, we don't have curtains ordered yet, but as soon as I get back in town next week, that is number one on my list. Okay, here we have my husband's closet, my closet, and then the master bathroom. So you guys have seen my closet before, but I'll show you again in case there's somebody new. Here is my closet. Nothing too crazy. Shoes are here. It's a good size and it's really all I need. I always talk about buying quality over quantity. So I am not huge on buying tons of stuff, but the stuff that I buy, I have for a very long time, and I take good care of my stuff, other than shoes. I'm a shoe destroyer. Okay, here is the master bathroom. We have a water closet here that closes for privacy. We have a little window, and actually, believe it or not, I am waiting for swatches to arrive for this space because I want to wrap it in wallpaper. All the sides, including the ceiling, and then put a cute little ceiling pendant. We have a light here that's just a can light, but I'd instead like to put a ceiling pendant. So this will be part of the master bedroom makeover, which will be like the curtains, the wallpaper. I'm not going to tell you guys anything more. You're going to have to stay tuned for the episode, but we have quite a few projects in here in the pipeline. And hopefully that's done in a month or so. Here's the vanity. This is porcelain marble looking counters. We have a full length mirror up here with molding detail up here, really big paneling that I had custom made to mirror the same shape as our vanity drawers. We have polished nickel hardware, and this looks so vintage with the ceramic, and it says cold and hot in this really beautiful calligraphy writing. I keep a little bowl here, kind of like it feels like a spa with little rolls of those terry cloth headbands to wash your face, hair towels, these little things again to wash your face so that water doesn't run down your arms. And I love little luxurious touches like that. It just makes your house feel like a hotel. And if you don't do that for yourself, you really, really should. Here we have just plain unscented Epsom salts, a Cartier vintage crystal vase. I need to take these guys out, and an antique vanity beveled mirror that I bought off of eBay. These wonderful soap and lotion dispensers. I have them all over the house in every single bathroom except for the powder bathroom and the kitchen and laundry room, which I should have mentioned this, but in the powder bathroom, I don't have soap dispensers because I spent months looking around before we moved in for a signature scent of the house and then purposely put that inside of the powder bathroom so that when guests come over, they're always smelling our sort of signature scent of the house with their when they wash their hands. There's hand lotion in there. There's also a home fragrance diffuser that I put in there, and the scent that I chose is Joe Malone mandarin and basil. What else? Here we have cafe curtains. These are linen 2 pages because I could do blackout, and the hardware is custom off of Etsy. But as you can see, our master looks out onto the street. So I knew from the beginning that I wanted to do this. I wanted our master bedroom to be on the waterfront side where we could just walk out and sit by the pool or read a book outside, let the dogs outside, and for the bathroom to have really beautiful natural lighting for makeup and things. And so the cafe curtains, so practical, easy to remove if you need it cleaned, and honestly just softens up the bathroom so much. We have a vintage Turkish runner in here. I wish I could remember the sellers that we got this from. I know that they go to a lot of the antique shows, even though they're based in Florida. Anyway, they were the best to work with. Here I have a chair, foldable chair made in Italy. I bought off Facebook Marketplace. It came in a black suede, but I used the leftover suede Krypton fabric from the vintage couch in the living room to reupholster this. It came in a set of 4, and actually I did that intentionally. I looked for foldable chairs that I could have upholstered in something to match the house and look like a intentional piece of our furniture so that when we had extra guests over, I could pop up a spare table in the dining room, throw a tablecloth over it, and that our chairs wouldn't be like plastic foldable chairs or something that didn't look nice in the house. They would actually match. So I was pretty proud of that. But like I said, I made decisions intentionally with entertaining and hosting in mind, and that is one of them. This actually does not belong in here, although it matches. I need to go pick up the vanity stool that I designed for this space. I sourced architectural salvage legs out of a church in Pennsylvania. They are like over 200 years old, very old, antique, hand carved wood legs. They sort of have this chippy look to them, and the wood is very weathered, so it matches this sort of beige tones in here. And I had a circular stool seat made with those legs, faux finish to match, and then a really nice thick upholstered seat in this same material, the suede Krypton. So I need to go pick that up, but I'm super excited about it. Here is a vintage charcoal sketch of a nude woman, but she's sort of covered up. You can't see anything. And I just felt like it was really soft and elegant and sort of sexy. I love that. And then here we have a marble pedestal. This is actually one of my absolute favorite vintage finds. When I find another one, I'm 100% buying it. Just marble pedestal, but they're so great to put things around the house and creating like little vignettes, little like styling moments around the house. The best. With a hurricane glass candle holder, I shower every night in the dark with nothing but the candles on. It really signals to your body to slow down. I don't do any lights, overhead lights in the whole house once it gets dark, candle light only. And I noticed that it really does help my mind and body wind down for the day and get ready for bed. If you don't do that for yourself, I highly recommend trying it because it doesn't take any effort really, and it makes a big impact. So as you can see, this is not the norm, but I have polished nickel on that side and black hardware on this side. So I think actually if I were to change anything in this house, it would be one wall, not to remove the wall, but just to change the orientation a little bit. And then I would not do black hardware. It works in this space, but it's too stark black for me. I love black and white photography and things, but with the hardware, I wish it had like a little more texture or life in the metal. Like I would probably do a bronze or everything polished nickel in these bathrooms. I love the unlacquered brass. I would keep the unlacquered brass, but as far as what would I do where I put black hardware, it would probably be polished nickel or bronze. Yeah, this pillow is a Etsy pillow. It just you buy the pillow covers, and the lady that I buy these pillows from has the absolute best taste in fabrics. The fabric, her fabric selection on there is to die for, and probably 80 or 90% of my printed pillows right now are all from this seller. I'm a repeat buyer, and I probably will be for life. This chair is a beautiful, has a chained detail. I love the shape of it, sort of mid-century in this dark wood, looks fantastic in here. And then again with the shower, this is two large porcelain slabs. I picked these out to match the countertops, and I absolutely love them. We have the bench seating, 2-inch by 2-inch beige tiles, mosaic on the floor, which is the same as the powder shower. And then here we have real marble molding because I don't like that super modern metal edging that they do on a lot of the showers. I like something a little bit more traditional and architectural. And that's it. Let's move on to the kitchen and dining room. Okay, here we have our eat-in kitchen. So we have the dining room and the kitchen here. Here is a American antique. I believe it was a butcher block, but it is from the 1800s. It is super old. I have Mercury ball art from, these are new. I can't think of the seller at this time, and a black and white photo of my mom in her 20s. It is a modeling photo, and my uncle took it, so that is a little sentimental item that I love. And down here, this is a antique Louis Vuitton display case from one of their stores. And that is where I keep my shell collection. I don't collect shells everywhere. I collect them only when we go on our annual trip to Marco Island for one of my close friends' birthdays. And that is where I display them. I thought that was such a cool, unique way to display a shell collection. And this display case opens up like this. So I really love that. It's super heavy. It has a beveled edge. And I actually didn't know it was Louis Vuitton until I went to pick it up. As I often do, I'll go antique shopping, take tons of photos, document things, and sleep on some purchases, sort of decide, take measurements, write the notes in my phone, come home, decide where and if the pieces will work in our space. And if I wake up still thinking about it or it fits perfectly, I will call and put it on hold and then go pick it up. So I did that with this item. I made a payment over the phone and sent my husband to go pick it up while he was working. And when he got there, they're like, "Oh, you're here to pick up the Louis Vuitton display case." He thought, "What?" And sure enough, that is antique Louis Vuitton. So, sort of a funny story. Here is I believe these are called grotto chairs. It's sort of a shell back chair, carved wood with snake handles. And this is the only item in my house that I have from my childhood home. So that is a super sentimental piece. And there was a set of four in my childhood home in the entryway, and each family member got one. So I absolutely love that. It's sort of a accent piece in our home, but it actually matches everything else really, really nice. Here, I designed this wine cellar, which might not look like much of a wine cellar now, and that is because it still needs a little bit of work. So we have these arched cutouts with LED lights inside, which creates really beautiful ambient lighting at night, especially when we have dinner parties. We turn all the lights off except this and candlelight, and it looks beautiful. It's inset about 4 inches, 4 to 6 inches inside of here, so that eventually we can have mounted custom glass doors that open in the middle with black frames so that this can be temperature controlled. We put electrical on the backhand side, and this is actually easily removable out of here when we need to. And we left a hollow space at the top and the bottom from the back side. This is hollow, where we can put a air conditioned unit and a vent to have this temp controlled. So for now, it's more of a display area, which also looks beautiful, but that will be a project for further down the road. Okay, and over here, we have the same porcelain countertops, unlacquered brass, hardware, cabinets with glass faces and glass shelving for our nicer glassware and serveware. I have candlesticks and mini bud vases in here, and that's is so that the things I use to create tablescapes are easily accessible. Here we have fridge drawers, two of them. You can crank it down so that they're frozen, but this is so that, again, serving, we have access to chilled wine and beverages with a sink here, which comes in handy when we have dinner parties. All of the dirty glassware can go in here to leave the big kitchen sink open for serveware and dishes. And I often clear this off, which just has dog leashes in it, since the garage door is right there to go outside. I normally clear this off and put a big bucket with ice and wine or liquor, and we'll set glasses out here so that people don't feel uncomfortable opening the cabinets. I'm the type of person that my house is a free for all. If you come over, you can go through any of the stuff. I am not picky like that, but people feel uncomfortable. So I normally take out everything and just have it on the counters so that people don't feel like they need to ask. I love this piece, so I figured that I'd show you guys, but this is an ebonized mahogany bar cart antique off First Dibs. This is the only furniture item I've ever bought off First Dibs thus far because shipping is always expensive, but I found someone who would let me put this on their truck. They had other things coming down and the seller agreed and I sort of worked out a deal. So this has drop leaves like this. It's really pretty. I love this like feminine scallop detail. I would like to remove the liquor from the bottom and stick it over in the bar area, but I love this piece and I will always find somewhere for this piece, although it might not always live here. So let me explain. This area is so tall, and I can foresee myself collecting all kinds of like linens and dishware and things for hosting and entertaining because that is what I love to do. And so I think either this will stay and I will get a massive piece of art or a massive mirror here to create more of a focal statement piece because this does feel quite bare, or I will get a giant, beautiful armoire that you can open the doors to and have all kinds of like serveware and stuff in there. So this area will change over time, but I'm a collector and I collect things over time. And so I will find something that I'm super drawn to that I love and then change it. I'm not actively looking for something just to switch this up as I am, for example, with the fireplace. Here is the laundry room. Again, same counters as the kitchen. Um, we have some upper cabinets, like in this cabinet here is all of our vases, and then the rest is laundry items. We have polished nickel hardware, enameled cast iron sink, these cute charcoal sketches from, I think his name was Charlie Reynolds off of Etsy, but I got these for my husband a couple years ago for his birthday. And then up on the ceiling, we have a Pottery Barn striped wallpaper. And my husband needs to install the light that I bought for up there. It's sitting in the garage, but I have decided to wrap this whole laundry room in that wallpaper. So that will be a future project. And this door right here is to the garage. Okay, here is the kitchen, which in our house really is the heart of the home. On this side of the island, we have all storage, and on that side, we have bar seating. I need to get one more bar stool because it does fit four, and we only have three right now. There is electrical on this island so that you can plug in small appliances. We have the washing machine and kitchen sink on this side. These windows are bifold accordion windows. So on the other side of these windows is another countertop with bar seating. So we can open these all the way up. They stack up on this side and pass food in and out. And as we're cooking, we can also entertain. There's a door to the outside right here so people can go in and out through here. And when we have parties, we open this place completely up, and it is just the absolute best. So over here, we have our stovetop with an oven below. We also have a double oven and a warming drawer on that side. And honestly, it makes it nice that it's on opposite ends of the kitchen because most of the time I am cooking on the stove when we have people over, and my husband is grilling outside and walking through this door and putting things in the warming drawer or finishing them off in the oven. So we sort of have our separate stations and we're not in each other's way, which is wonderful. We did a backsplash up to a floating shelf, which I'm so happy we did. It's practical, but it also serves as really beautiful way to display things. We have our copper pots collection here and a little window, which was a random thing that I ended up putting in. And I did that once I knew for sure that I wasn't going to have upper cabinets. So, as you do with a custom build, I was planning out the interiors way in advance before the structural plans were signed off on. So as soon as we got like draft one of the architectural plan, I was going through ideas of how things would be so that I could make last minute changes to the structure of the building. And that was one of the things that I added. And I'm really happy that I did because I get great lighting right here. I can have plants, I can have herbs. It already feels very open in here, but it certainly just adds another light and airy element. And something that I've been toying with in here is now that the space is done, I want this area specifically to have more detail, maybe even feel a bit more moody. I can't exactly paint this super dark because there's no good ending place on the wall. This wall just sort of runs into the dining room, which runs into the living room. It's a real open concept like that. So I've thought about shiplapping. I already have gotten a quote actually to shiplap vertically this wall and end right here. And maybe I would paint that a different color. I'm not into accent walls, but I'm toying around with ideas of how to add more personality into this space because now that we've been in here about 6 months, I'm just craving like a little bit something more in here. We have one extra seat right here and this beautiful painting it's actually my absolute favorite. It put me on to still life oil paintings and it has a gold gilt frame. It's George Morandi, which is known for a lot of his like cubism oil paintings, but this one's a still life. It has a bottle of wine, a baguette, and fish, which is honestly perfect for the kitchen. But this was a piece that I had been eyeballing for about a year. It hadn't sold, and my husband got it as a housewarming gift, and I'm forever grateful. Here is the pantry, which is a disaster. I am dying for someone to come help me organize this, but to keep it real, I'm giving you guys a closer look so that you can see. This is a countertop right here. And then below we have two shelves. So the plan is to install a curtain rod and have cafe curtains that cover up this section and then have this upper section really like beautifully organized. So I've already started with buying canisters and I want to have all of our linens for hosting and little rechargeable lamps and things in here. On the bottom, we have more like condiments, dog food, things like that. And then some of the things that look nicer, I'm going to put up here, like our small appliances, which don't bother me. And I do a lot of canning myself. We really don't have much like food in the pantry unless it's stuff that I can and make myself, which is in mason jars and looks nice. So I really want to make this feel like you're shopping in a store. I just need a little bit of a helping hand. So I've been organizing it, planning ahead. I have tons of baskets and antique wine boxes in the garage that I've made sure everything fits properly on the shelves with the label maker. And I just need to either get my act together and get this sorted, or someone to come over and organize with me would be lovely. And then when this is not a disaster, we have outlets here. So this can become like a little breakfast station for toast and things for my husband. On this side is, you can see, we have the door and we have the floor to ceiling cabinets. They go all the way to the ceiling. And this is where a lot of our seasonal hosting stuff is. So I don't have much seasonal hosting stuff right now. I just made sure I covered the basics first, like plain white linens and things like that. Hurricane candle holders, which we keep up here. But eventually, if we have like Easter specific or Christmas specific, which I would love to do for my kids one day when we have them, that's what will be stored up here. Since it's a little harder to reach, it's not super practical. This is our fridge and freezer with the paneled front. This is a coffee niche. We just got tons of supplements in that I need to order, but this is my like morning area. So I can come in here. I have the coffee maker, the honey, the frother, everything's in here, and down here, all my supplements, so that I can make a coffee and have my supplements and go work out first thing and then just shut it and it's all gone, which is really great. And again, the double oven for my husband. Now let's move to upstairs. Let's go upstairs. Okay, so here we have the first guest bedroom, and over here we have the loft. We're gonna go in here first. Okay, when you first walk in the bedroom, we have the closet over here. It's a walk-in closet. It's a decent size, and there's really nothing in it right now except for linens and hangers. Here in the first guest bedroom, I chose to do valances in here on each side to even out the elevation. I'm not sure if you can tell from your point of view, but the elevation of this sliding glass door is slightly lower than the elevation, which is the top of this window. So I chose to do valances above because now it has evened out the elevation, and they still need to be primed and painted the same color as the wall. That's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to install curtain tracks to the top portion of the valance with curtains. I was my own interior designer and this was my first project, my own home. I really used this process as my schooling. So my dad and brother own and operate the construction company that built the house. And so I had a lot of hands-on help and patience. So they told me I had the option to either hire out an interior designer or act as my own interior designer. And they were so patient with me along the way to explain things that they could, things that they didn't know. They gave me proper time to research and figure things out. And so I learned a lot. But one thing that I didn't foresee was elevations not being the same, at least on the upstairs. Downstairs, the elevations happen to be the same, but up here, I just didn't have that foresight. So instead, I was able to brainstorm after the fact on how to sort of even some of those things out. And this is what I came up with for this area. Here on each side, we have a pair of French antique accent chairs in a French blue suede fabric. We have another Arvin Olano Rugs USA rug in here in the light cream color. And the bed. This is our old bedding from our rental house because it's a queen. Now we have a king downstairs. And it's just sitting on the box frame that we bought with the new mattress from Mattress Firm. We bought all new boxes and mattresses, but I still need to buy like a proper bed frame with a headboard. So I really want to get the Pottery Barn white linen one for in here since it's a fairly low traffic area. I think it will hold up nice. And the other bedroom, I'm not going to do much to it because it's going to become a nursery. Okay, just to give you a quick lay of the land, here is the bathroom. Let me give you a closer look. Okay, here is the bathroom. We have white counters, porcelain, Kohler, sink, polished nickel hardware, polished nickel mirror, polished nickel sconces. Again, those Etsy soap dispensers. This cabinetry is a gray beige color, but it has a real purpley undertone to it, which I love. The floors are the same in all of our bathrooms. They are a porcelain concrete look tile. They have this age look to them, and it really looks beautiful with this cabinet color. This is an antique oil painting that I bought from Jasper Kane, and I love the pinkish blue purple tones in it. It really pulls out the purpley tones of the cabinet. And here, you can get a better look. This tile on the walls is the same tile that's on all of the bathroom floors. It's super durable. It's very forgiving. You can't see a lot of stuff on it. And it's matte, so it's not slippery. It's sort of like a leather finish, which is wonderful. Again, we have polished nickel hardware in the shower, and we have a 2x2 mosaic real marble floor in this bathroom. Now we'll go into this little mini loft area. This space needs quite a bit of work. We have antique Italian wicker lamps that need to be rewired, a restoration hardware leather couch, a antique sketch of San Francisco. My dad is from Oakland, California, so that feels like a little piece of him. And then all of our books are stacked up over here. So this is sort of like the reading nook library area. And what I'm hoping to do is on this wall to put a big armoire and organize and store all of my books in there. We have many coffee table books. I sort of educated myself along the way by diligently reading coffee table books from other interior designers, not just for the imagery, but really reading and studying them, making notes. All of them have like post-it notes in them. And it was extremely useful. I highly suggest if you are trying to learn your interior style to go through some coffee table books because you can learn so much. I'll just show you guys really quick. This is the orchid art that I ended up picking up. I talked about it in one of my recent vintage hauls, but I never actually showed you guys, with this little wall pocket and this negative, which I got from Round Top. And then through here, this is the second guest bedroom. It overlooks the water. It doesn't have a balcony like the other one did, which I think I forgot to mention, but we've had someone stay in this room, but really we're trying to utilize the other bedroom as our guest bedroom because, within the next year or so, this will likely be turned into a nursery. So I didn't want to put much effort in here. And if it wasn't a kid's bedroom, I would really want to make this room super moody and dark. But yeah, we have an antique chair off of Facebook Marketplace. I just really liked the silhouette on the back, and I would like to have it reupholstered in like a beautiful silk fabric. We have antique candle sconces, antique oak French dresser with a marble Calcutta top. And this, I should have showed you guys this on the last vintage haul, but this is an antique piece of fabric that has been turned into a pillowcase, and I absolutely love this. This is from the Textile Trunk on Etsy, and she finds the most insane textiles. She has an incredible eye, and I've even bought antique wallpaper from her before that was hand painted from the 20s. You guys should go give her a follow. You won't regret it. Here is the bathroom. This door goes out into the loft area. And let me turn some lights on. Here is the vanity. Then there's a separate water closet and shower. And behind me is a closet. It's actually the biggest closet in the whole house. Again, same countertops as the other guest bathroom, polished nickel hardware. I love these. They look vintage. They're the same as what we have in the master. Polished nickel again, and an antique oil painting off of eBay. I loved this dark Moody floral, and this is actually became my starting point for choosing the paint colors and stuff for this room in particular. I wanted to make it more floral and darker and moodier than the other guest bedroom is more light and airy and like a little bit coastal, I want to say. Okay. Here is the shower, which again, when I say the black hardware, I do regret doing that. I put polished nickel in the vanity and I love it and think it looks great. But in here, I don't know, it just the black reminds me of a builder grade super modern home. And that's not at all my vibe. So for that reason, I regret it. But I still like the porcelain tile. These porcelain tiles are the same that are in the powder bathroom downstairs, and as well as the same flooring in here, which just shows you what a difference hardware can really make, because this is essentially the same setup as the powder bathroom, but they look so much different. This piece of art I originally bought for the master bathroom, but because of these like yellowy and green tones, I didn't love it in there, but I really like it in here. These taupe walls have a green undertone to them that looks really beautiful with that piece of art. And it has the silver on the inside and the black on the outside, which is perfect since we're mixing polished nickel and black hardware in this space. This is my home decor closet. Is the back stock of my home decor, and then my fall and winter clothes are back there, and that's how I'm leaving it for now. It's no biggie. Okay, let's head back downstairs. The only space that I have yet to show you is the outdoor patio in the backyard. So I'll briefly show that to you. I know you guys have seen most of it from gardening, but I'll give you a brief rundown. Let's go. Okay, now we are heading to the outdoor area. We have our dining room, outdoor dining space with the bench seats that I love, but I would like to put some wicker, big wicker lounge chairs on either side. We have some ferns, potted ferns, and these are the sliders to our master. I would like to move these sun loungers over by the pool and instead put here a wicker couch or love seat with two chairs for more of a lounge area. Now that I know we really use this space a lot, I would like to put something a little more cozy there where I can sit and read a book or even work on the computer if I wanted. We have also this TV that just got dropped off by a friend, but we are going to mount it in this niche. It's going to need to be on a little arm mount because it's too big for that niche, but the niche got put there actually from my dad. My dad wanted to gift us an outdoor fireplace for our new house. And so he requested that the contractors make a little cutout. And then when the fireplace came, it didn't fit. So I said, all good. Let's put electrical in there and then we'll have an outdoor TV. So we have this little niche, sort of random, but we're going to make use of it. Then on this side, we have the cook area for my husband. So you have a sink on the left, black stone in the middle to grill, and a big hood vent. The cabinetry in the bottom is just storage. There's no small appliances. And then we have the hot tub and the pool. So I'd like to move the two loungers like over there so that we can put a little living room area outside our master. And then over here you can see we have the outdoor bar, and where the wire trellis is, the outdoor shower. So that is all. I guess one more thing that I will mention because I forgot is our dining room. We still need to put a chandelier up there. I am on the hunt for one that is very specific, antique. And our dining room table, actually, we found on Facebook Marketplace from a French man named Jean-Philippe, and he handmade our dining room table with his father in Bordeaux, France. His father was a woodworker by trade and taught Jean-Philippe how to woodwork. Jean-Philippe moved over here when he was in his 20s by himself, and this is the only heirloom item that he brought with him. He moved to New York where he started making custom furniture in New York City, and now lives in North Florida and still had this table. He doesn't have any kids and he's not going back to France. So he decided to sell this table and we bought it. And I absolutely love it. It's one of our most dear items that we have. We've actually gone back for more. So he has many chairs and things that he's made that he just has stored in his garage. And I've driven back a couple of hours with my husband to pick up other things. I love these tall ceilings, how the light comes in the late afternoon, early evening like this, and just highlights the room in the most beautiful way. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think I'm going to name this the empty house tour because I feel like there's still so much work to be done, but I've so been enjoying the process. I feel like this is an intimate video to really show you the inside of my home that I designed myself and really showcase the items that we have been collecting for so long. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next week for another episode. Have a wonderful week. Bye.